Oh, we thought the Grizzlies fired their head coach late. Bam! The Nuggets fire coach Michael Malone and GM Calvin Booth 1 week before the playoffs. That ties the latest coaching change of all time. So the first thing people ask, what about Nikola Jokic? Because in recent weeks, the national media has accused the Nuggets of wasting Joker's prime. Clips have come out of Jokic more frustrated than we have ever seen him. So did he call up the ownership to fire people? You kidding? ESPN once asked Jokic about the coach and GM and he said, "That's not my job. I'm just trying to play basketball." This is one of the most low-maintenance superstars in history, up there with Stephen Curry. Joker doesn't make trade demands. He didn't even subtweet his own teammates like LeBron James. So what happened? Well, 1 week ago, the Nuggets left everything on the court. Double OT game, leading Minnesota by 1 point. Denver gets the steal, but Russell Westbrook misses the dagger layup. 1 second left then. Ball finds Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the corner. Russ fouls him on a 3-point shot. That leads to free throws and a Nuggets loss. Now, we have seen Russ blow bunnies like that. I mean, 1 day later, an even worse miss. And check out Jokic's face on that one. But Joker dropped a career-high 61 in the Wolves loss. Soul-crushing. And it's Denver's entire problem in a nutshell. Leaning all on Jokic, players around him just not good enough. So Denver unraveled, losing 4 in a row, sliding from a solid 4 seed to tied for 5th, now a half game back of 8th. This team could go from hosting a playoff series to the play-in. To make things worse, Jamal Murray is now questionable for the playoffs with a hamstring injury. Things are falling apart at the wrong time. Season looks as dead as their mascot Rocky looked when he accidentally passed out during halftime. So sad. But why let go of the GM and the coach? I mean, something bigger feels like it's going on behind the scenes. But what a crazy end of this season. Only about a week left in the regular season. Ton of games for us to play pick-em where you pick higher or lower on your favorite stats. I do it almost every single night, and it guarantees that I'm going to have more fun. And also, there's a chance that I could win some money. Big money if you win their game streaks where you stack 11 wins in a row. You can up to 1,000x your money. And let me give you my best 2 picks for tonight. First up is Aaron Gordon higher on his 4.5 boards, and then Domantas Sabonis higher on his 19.5 boards plus assists. And best of luck if you're tailing those picks. Check out this map. Underdogs available in all of these highlighted states like Texas, where I live, California, or Florida with their game champions. Nothing helps out the channel more than using my promo code AMHOOPS when you sign up for the first time. You can get a deposit match up to $1,000 plus a special free pick. Well, things have been tense all year between Michael Malone and GM Calvin Booth. See, the owners have refused to pay big money to keep the team together. Since winning the championship, they have lost Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and to a lesser extent, Reggie Jackson. So the GM told ownership, "Oh, you don't need to spend big money. I can fix this. I know another way." So in place of those vets, they drafted guys like Zeke Naji, Christian Brown, Julian Strother, acquired Peyton Watson. But the problem is Michael Malone hates playing young guys. He doesn't trust them. Like, as a coach, he's just trying to win the next game, not develop players for the future. So by the end of last year, they went from defending champ to second round exit. Nuggets blew a 20-point lead in Game 7 to the Wolves, in part because the vets were tired and hurt from playing so much. Jamal Murray was basically playing on one leg. So Booth blamed Coach Malone. Plugged-in reporter Kevin O'Connor said Booth and Malone never liked each other, rarely spoke, and talked behind each other's backs. So with the team struggling, Nuggets ownership decided to fire both. Insane. But how bad was Coach Michael Malone anyway? I mean, isn't he the winningest head coach in team history? Guy who won them in title? The only coach Nikola Jokic has ever had? Yes, but he's also kind of an a-hole.
Did you feel like there was anything that you guys got away from offensively?
Next question, man. Stupid questions.
Okay, we do not actually feel bad for the media, but what about the players? Well, first of all, Malone had a strong bond with each and every guy. Like when Jamal Murray tore his ACL, he thought he was damaged goods. Malone went to Murray, who had tears in his eyes on the team bus, asking if they're gonna trade him. And Malone said to his face, "Hell no, you are our guy, and when you come back, you're gonna be better than ever," which he was, and they won the championship. But when things get hard, Malone sometimes treated his guys like children.
The guys that are full won't hear it. They'll say coach is tripping because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film.
Yeah, nobody around here actually does their job and watches film. I'm going to have to do it for them. Not great. So I will bet that during this recent stretch where they're losing a lot of games, Malone was just so hard to deal with that ownership just wanted to get him out as soon as possible. But what happens next? Well, they have promoted lead assistant David Adelman to head coach. If they somehow go on a deep playoff run from here, he could get a look at head coach permanently. But this is Nikola Jokic here, okay? They've got to swing big. They've got a top 10 player of all time in his prime. They cannot mess this up. Big reason for this was the national media saying they are messing it up, wasting Joker's prime. So are they gonna hire a dude like David Adelman with zero head coaching experience? No. I will bet the short list right now looks something like this. Chauncey Billups, if he gets let go in Portland, he is a Nuggets legend. Mike Budenholzer, who could leave Phoenix. Frank Vogel, as tired as that name is, I know. And believe it or not, Mike D'Antoni will probably get a call, okay? The owners have loved D'Antoni for years, have tried to hire him forever. But a first-round exit will mean an even bigger change because before the season, Michael Porter Jr. told ESPN, if we don't win it this year, we all know they might have to break it up. And that means the core four: Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and MPJ. Joker is one of the best talents to never play with an all-star in his career as a teammate. This is the Nuggets' best last chance to fix that. So what's wrong with the team around Jokic to cause all this mess? So what has gone wrong with this roster that they need to improve? Well, Denver's defense has been terrible all year, and a majority of their problems revolve around Nikola Jokic. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yes, he puts forth great effort. He's got a high basketball IQ, but watch this. First, Nikola lacks the foot speed to defend one-on-one. If a quicker guard or big gets him matched up in open space, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Second, Nikola lacks the verticality to be an effective rim protector. Might be 7 feet, but he doesn't have the lift to offer any real resistance in the paint. And that lack of vertical presence makes it difficult for Nikola to play drop coverage. Look at how easily Andrew Nembhard is able to work down into the paint to separate for an easy jumper over him. We'll see him again here, stunt up on the screen, but as the ball gets swung across, these two weak side defenders have to get matched up with Nembhard and Obi Toppin spotting up. It's up to Jokic to scramble down to protect the paint, but there's just no way he's going to make up all that ground. However, look, we know that if you put 4 good defenders around Nikola Jokic, it's enough to win a championship. And by far, the Nuggets' best defensive lineup is when they sub in Peyton Watson and Russell Westbrook for Jamal Murray and MPJ, so they can put Jokic on the weakest offensive link while the other 4 players get matched up and play the offense straight up. It works. But, and here's the big problem with this roster, what the Nuggets gain with that defensive lineup, they lose offensively. First, with MPJ and Murray off the court, the Nuggets don't have anybody else who's both an accurate and high-volume three-point shooter. That gives the off-ball defense a license to roam around on their man and blow up the Nuggets' primary action. So Denver here is going to set this ball screen for Jokic in semi-transition. Notice how Brandon Podziemski is going to just ignore Peyton Watson on the wing, shift across the court, and Golden State happy to give up that wide open three. And this play here is pretty wild, where Russ and Nikola are running this two-man game, and notice how Tyrese Halliburton from the weak side is going to shift over and take away the pass back to Nikola. That funnels Westbrook into a contested finish. They either have a lineup that's good on defense, but not both, and it needs to fix. But the Nuggets obviously got the message about wasting Joker's prime, so now they are sending a message that they are serious about saving it. But Denver's not going to be the only big move this summer. Zion Williamson has been on the trade block since this last deadline. Shams says that him and the Pelicans are going to have tough conversations, but this is why Zion will be traded.